Event massage. What we will cover in this online learning, we will look at the different types of event massage, the science behind event massage, the various techniques that you can use for each type of event massage, and that will vary depending on which stage of event your client is in, and then all the points to consider when working with clients around the time of an event. So that's leading up to the event, during the event, and then after the event. Pre-event massage. Functions of pre-event massage. Pre-event massage can enhance a warm-up. It should never replace a warm-up, but it can be worked alongside their warm-up to help the body prepare for the event. It may increase the range of motion that may be required for the specific event, depending on the type of event that your client is working towards. If the client is presenting with some nervousness, it may help calm the client to help them prepare. And also it creates a feel-good factor for the athlete before an event. Now, these are some of the general functions of pre-event sports massage, but any pre-event massage needs to take into account the athlete and the type of event that is taking place, as some events will require more muscle stiffness and tension than others. So pre-event massage may have a negative effect on the athlete's performance if they need the extra stiffness or tension. The main goal for pre-event massage is to help the client or athlete prepare for the event ahead. Now, that may be physically, but also emotionally prepare for the event as well. So when working with an athlete, think about how you communicate before their event, and this is how you can help them emotionally prepare. It is important that you choose language carefully, as this may impact the athlete's performance. So you want to avoid sentences that may suggest the athlete is not fit enough or ready or prepared for the event, or their body may not be able to do the things that they want them to do. Phrases such as "your quads are really tight at the moment" or something similar should be avoided, and really focus on the positive phrases that can really help prepare them, and focus on those positive phrases throughout the massage and within the assessment themselves as well. So let's look at some of the science behind pre-event massage. A study by Arabachi in 2008 found that Swedish massage techniques had an adverse effect on vertical jump speed and reaction time. Now, it was a small study, there's only 24 subjects, and they looked at massage, stretching and rest to see the outcomes of that. And they did find that there was an adverse effect on those three areas. Now, if you're working with a client that is working on any jumping or high intensity work, speed or reaction time, then actually pre-event massage techniques, such as Swedish massage techniques, should really be avoided. Hunter Wassayal in 2006 and Falsale and McDougall in 2002 found that there was a loss of force and decreased force production from relaxing massage and passive stretching before an event. So if you're working with clients that need that force production, whether it's a running event or a cycling event, relaxing type of massage may not be the best type of work to help prepare that client for the event. Similarly, the same with passive stretching. We want to avoid that passive stretching if they need that amount of force for that particular event at the time. So is pre-event massage appropriate? And it is appropriate and there is a place for it, but it's about asking the right questions to begin with. The first one is what type of event it is. Some events will require more muscle stiffness and tension than others, so providing pre-event sports massage with the goal of improving range of motion may have a negative effect on the athlete's performance. Also, when is the event? So massage techniques have been found to have an adverse effect, as we mentioned before, on speed and reaction times, and shouldn't be applied directly before the event that involves any of those particular aspects. And the same with the passive stretching. But pre-event massage may have its place depending on the type of work that you do and the type of techniques that you incorporate into that massage. There is a place for pre-event massage, and some of the techniques that we teach you on this course will really help prepare that client for the event at hand. So the techniques you can apply will vary depending on the athlete's goal and needs. But if you're working towards calming the client, then slower techniques may be more preferable. But if it's close to the event and the goal is to enhance the warm-up, then faster techniques should be more appropriate. As an example, effleurage and pétrissage strokes should be slightly quicker, so maybe some of the pétrissage is better than the long, slower effleurage strokes. But working on larger applicators may be better than working with smaller applicators such as elbows and thumbs. Deportment is a really good way of waking up the tissues and stimulating the body and helping the client prepare for the event. Compression helps that feel good factor. So it's a moving type of compression and it helps that client prepare and feel ready for the event. Light friction can be worked around the areas around the joints and towards the tendons, but again, light work. Mobility, so moving types of stretches and mobility work is a really good way to enhance the warm-up. And also soft tissue release, focusing on active soft tissue release as well as passive soft tissue release. Again, massage isn't about replacing the warm-up, it's enhancing that client's warm-up and preparation. Next, let's focus on inter-event massage. Inter-event massage is massage within a particular event, and those events are often longer distance events that may span over days or weeks. Examples are 3 or 4 day cycle rides if you're working across country, longer 24-hour or so walks, and you might find massage stations popping up midway between the longer types of events. Inter-event massage should follow a similar format to the pre-event massage to enhance that client to be a part of that kind of warm-up and continual warm-up and help just the client feel calmer before they embark on the next stage of their warm-up. They should be no longer than 10 to 15 minutes, with the athlete guiding the therapist on how they are feeling and choosing specific areas of massage work to take place. Chances are the client won't be on your couch for very long, maybe just that 10 to 15 minutes. So you want to really focus on techniques that you can do within that short space of time. And particular areas as well. For example, if they're working on a cycle event or a walking event, then the legs, the hips, the feet may be areas to focus on. Or if they're carrying heavy rucksacks for those long events, maybe it's the neck and shoulders. But it's quite quick so the client can keep moving as much as possible. So some of the functions of inter-event massage are helping the client psychologically rest and prepare for the next stage of the event and maintaining that range of movement at joints. Inter-event massage should use the same or similar techniques to the pre-event massage, so effleurage, petrissage, deportment, compression techniques, vibration, light friction, mobility, and soft tissue release. During an inter-event massage, it is important to establish any contraindications or cautions immediately so the athlete can be referred on to a health professional so they can be assessed before continuing the event. So you may find inter-event massage will have first aid tents, physiotherapists, to be able to support clients and athletes throughout that longer event. And that's where you can use your assessment techniques quite quickly to establish whether there is cautions or contraindications and get them referred on so they can continue and complete the event. Post-event massage. The main functions of a post-event massage are to help the client relax after the demands of an event, helps reducing that perceived feeling of pain from DOMS, and restoring muscle tone or helping to restore muscle tone. When completing post-event massage, it's really important to understand the demands of the event, especially when you're treating your client immediately after that particular event. You want to consider the length of the event as well as the type, but also the terrain, the weather, and all of those things that the athlete has been competing in, because that can have an impact on how they are feeling and how their bodies are feeling, but also impacting any cautions or contraindications that may be occurring as well. Immediately after the event, you want to assess for any red flags or injuries, so any cautions or contraindications. And if a client is experiencing any of those, get them some help immediately from a health professional. As similarly to the inter-event massage, you'll often find first aid tents and physiotherapists and doctors at the post-event to help support clients after the event. When you're working with your clients in post-event massage, always check for cuts, bruises, blisters, and sunburn, and treat those as local contraindications or local cautions. And depending on the severity, they may need to get extra help from a health professional, whether it's bandaged up or even ice packs as an example. Consider the event, the terrain and weather, as we mentioned previously, and weather can play a big part on how the client feels post-event. Many events will take place within the late spring, summer and early autumn months. So the temperature can have a huge impact on how the client feels afterwards. So there may be signs of heat exhaustion, dehydration. They may be not wearing appropriate footwear for that type of weather or the terrain, depending on the type of athlete. If they are weekend warrior athletes and they're taking an event for the first time as a walking or a marathon event as an example, they may not have considered footwear and appropriate hydration methods. So check for those when you're seeing your clients immediately after the event, as you may be the first port of call, and you can guide them then to get the extra help and support that they need. Immediately after the event, also look at signs of low blood sugar, and that might be similar to the signs of dehydration or heat exhaustion. And if your client does feel faint or they're in a state of shock, then seek medical assistance as soon as possible. Take them to the medical tent, the first aid tent, to get some support, whether it's food or something sugary to drink, but also get them to support you with that. And this is not your job as a sports massage therapist, but it's there to signpost them to the right people to help. Watch out for any alcohol consumption straight after the event. Events such as London Marathon or events where there's a huge sense of achievement, athletes may often grab an alcoholic beverage straight after they've completed, and it'd be quite common to see clients or athletes come up to the massage tent with a bottle of beer in their hand. So just check that they've not consumed alcohol before having a massage. And if they have, massage is the last thing that they need. Also check for any unexplained erythema or swelling, especially in the lower legs, because this could be a sign of some bigger issues occurring, and they need to get medical assistance as soon as possible. And think about the PEACE acronym, which we talk about in the video on how tissues repair and heal. So as I mentioned previously, the goal is to promote post-event relaxation, help with perceived recovery, reduce pains, but also consider your clients may be experiencing DOMS or cramps, and how would you deal with that? So immediately after the event, these post-event massages will only be around 10 to 15 minutes, like the pre-event massage and the inter-event massage. Keep your effleurage and petrissage techniques really, really light and gentle. Muscle energy techniques can work really well here, but focusing just on making sure that the client is breathing, there is no pain whatsoever. Compressions are also a good technique to use immediately after the event to create that feel-good factor and that relaxation. Post-event massage the week after the event. Now, the goal for this week is all about providing safety and helping the client heal and recover. So we're not trying to do anything to make a change on range of movement, make a change on reducing pain, but it's always just about healing and recovery. If you haven't seen clients immediately after the event, it's quite likely that clients will want to come and see you for a treatment in that first week after the event. So it's important to focus on screening your client to begin with, to find out a bit more than the event, but also their previous history. If they're coming to see you for the very first time, what was their training history like? Have they done these types of events for? Are all questions that you need to consider. You also want to consider what type of client are they? Are they that professional athlete that this event is just one of many events through the season, or are they a weekend warrior and have completed one particular event over the course of that year? What other exercise or activities do they do in a week? And then lastly, consider what their training schedule is like after this event. If they are a professional athlete, they may have another event in a week or so's time. So you want to think about that when you're creating your post-event massage in that week after the event. So within that week after the event, treat clients like they're still in that post-event scenario. So assess for any red flags and injuries and respond appropriately, whether that is to refer to a health professional or get medical advice or support. Gentle effleurage and petrissage techniques are great for that week after event massage to help calm and relax the client. And also METs, muscle energy techniques, are great to help reduce muscle tone, especially after that long distance event such as marathons or long walks. In that first week after the event, avoid techniques such as trigger points, as this can have a negative effect on how the client is feeling. We want to help restore and relax the client and not create any areas where there is increased sense of discomfort. Also use STRs, but with caution. So use them with a lighter lock or a sliding lock rather than some of the deeper work that you may do in a normal massage session. And in that week after the event, if your client asks you about nutrition, it's about giving the body time to heal. So you can recommend adequate rest and not jumping on the training schedule straight away. Nutrition for healing, so listen to the nutrition module for some advice on how to talk to your client about nutrition for healing, and some light, gentle movement. So it might be going for a walk or going for a gentle cycle or just doing some housework is enough for those kind of first sort of few days after the event. And following on from that first week, Follow regular sports massage guidelines, and treatments may continue as normal after that first week, but always just check with the client based on their treatment schedule and how they are feeling before you focus on those regular sports massage guidelines. And here are some of the references about massage in pre and post event.